I woke up with this very weird sound coming from her cot. Put the torch on her and I said, what is this? I gave her to my husband to hold and he was holding her and he said, I think she's dead. Because she just stopped moving. She was blue. She was not breathing.
Yeah.
He said she died. And so we took her to the American hospital. They said, oh, she's blue. So we said, okay, so please revive her. If the tetanus is given to you and the booster is given to you, then the validity is for 10 years. So what are they giving us 3 shots for when you're pregnant? Most parents, 7% parents don't know what vaccinations they're giving. They just trust the system so much.
People just practicing what they are told by the system to practice, and the system is in any country in the world.
Very early on, this is SMEI. That is what he wrote on the paper, on the prescription. I said, what does this stand for? He said, you don't need to know. I said, no, she's my child. I need to know. She's had over almost around 2,000 seizures. Maybe a little less, but that's how many she's had, in these many years. And it continues. It's never stopped. But when she was a baby and the seizures were just coming on, I used to just hold her and say, it's okay if you want to go,
Go where?
I went back to her. I said, listen, I can't find one. So she said, then you start one. My advice would be, just enjoy what you're dealt with. Just enjoy them.
And please don't be ashamed.
No.
Please don't be ashamed. Gulshan, I would like to start by thanking you very much for dedicating a bit of your very busy day, taking you away from your gorgeous family to be with us and share your experience with the viewers. And the experience today is going to be shared with all the parents that have, I have to say it, that have special children, because they are special in every way. Unfortunately, before today, they were not called special. They were having weird terminology, but today we call them special. We call them at times people of determination. You have one of them, you have Zara. Okay, as the mother of Zara, would you please share with myself and all the viewers your journey with Zara from the day that she was born as a little infant?
The whole podcast will go in that. I'm kidding.
Even if it goes in that, let people know about Zara and about Gulshan, the mother, when she had a child that was diagnosed with, unfortunately, a genetic...
I don't know what it is.
This is something, but you had a baby, and suddenly the doctor tells you that your baby is not a normal baby. We have to work on it together. So share that story, share that moment, and share the journey of becoming Gulshan today that supports hundreds and thousands of families across the globe.
So first of all, thank you so much for having me and wanting to listen to my story. So thank you. So our family moved to Dubai when I was pregnant with Zara. I was 7 months pregnant when we moved here. And we have an older daughter, and she was 7 at that time. Her name is Janai. And, I said, this is the best thing that's ever happened to us. The whole family is together. My husband was in the Merchant Navy before this. So he used to be away for 6 months at a time. And now he had found a job and we would all be together. So it was just amazing. And then, when I gave birth to Zara, she was born absolutely normal, healthy, like the perfect
Any
baby.
other, like any other baby, any
Yeah,
other newborn baby.
absolutely
Yeah.
fine.
Yes.
And everything was going smoothly. When she was 4 months old, it was the day Princess Diana died, the 31st of
Yeah.
August. And I took her to the pediatrician, and I, just waved to her and I said, I've come for the vaccine. She said, go to the nurse. She just indicated.
Yeah.
She didn't examine her. She didn't ask me how she's doing. Nothing. So I went to the nurse in the next room. I believed in the system so much, you know. I
Who
did
wouldn't?
not
Who
did
wouldn't?
I did not ask the nurse, can I see the expiry date? Can I, what vaccine are you giving her? I just believed in them and gave her the shot. Okay, Zara didn't cry. So I hugged the nurse. I said, thank you so much. You didn't make my baby cry. And I came home. Zara was fine. Put her to bed
How old
in
was Zara back
4 months.
then?
Put her to bed in the afternoon. Nothing. She slept. Then at night, around 10 o'clock, I put her to bed again. And she was doing well. And I asked my husband, should I just give her a paracetamol just in case she has fever? So he said, but why would you unnecessarily drug her?
Yeah.
She doesn't have a
Examine
fever, so
something.
let's not.
Yeah.
So we put her to bed, and her cot was right next to my bed. And I woke up with this very weird sound coming from her cot, and we didn't have a phone to, use the torch or anything like that. So I had a torch, put the torch on her, and I said, like, what is this? And then I said, oh my God, she's getting a seizure. So I woke my husband up and I said, this is a seizure. He said, I don't know what are you talking about? I don't know what a seizure is. I said, she's having a convulsion. He said, I don't know. What is it? I said, it's a fit. She's getting a fit. You know, he had no clue. He had never seen it. I had seen it because I used to volunteer in the school for special needs. And every Monday that I used to go there was a girl called Alia who was getting a seizure every Monday that I went there. It was like,
So you linked the
watch. Yeah,
symptoms.
watch this because it's gonna happen to you. So I was like so upset because I said this is not good. And then I started feeling the bathtub. My hands were so cold I couldn't even see whether she has a fever. We didn't have a thermometer then. And I know we should have bought one, but we didn't. And I gave her to my husband to hold, and he was holding her, and he said, "I think she's dead because she just stopped moving. She was blue. She was not breathing."
Dear.
He said she died. So then I came and sat with him, and we just sat. I mean, it must have been a couple of minutes, but it felt like hours.
Ages.
Yeah.
Okay. This
And
state
he
of
said
the
she's
state
not
of
moving.
shock.
She's dead. And we lived in a hotel apartment, so I was calling the reception and saying, please send a doctor to the. Is there a doctor in the building? So they said, yes, there is. They connected me to the doctor. He said, how old is your baby? I said, 4 months. He said, I'm sorry, I'm not allowed to see her if she's under 6 months. You have to take her to the
Hospital.
hospital.
Yeah. Where they can keep track record of.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He
What's
said,
happening.
because I said, can you just come and tell me if she's dead or alive? I
Yeah.
don't know.
Yeah.
And by then I was crying, and,
Of course.
I'd filled the bathtub. I just said, in case if she has some high fever.
Yeah.
So I just dunked her in that. And then we rushed to the hospital. Again, American hospital had just opened at that time.
Yeah.
We didn't have any private hospitals, WellCare, nothing, they weren't hospitals.
Yeah.
Only Dubai Hospital was there, Latifa Hospital was there.
Yeah.
And so we took her to the American hospital. They said, oh, she's blue. So we said, okay, so please revive her. And they did, oxygen was pumped. And then
Cool.
I said, this is an adverse reaction to a vaccine.
And you're sure about this?
I'm 100%
Like
sure.
did the doctors back then stipulate that it was a reaction to the vaccine, or this is Gulshan linking that this happened after the vaccine? Like, it might not be the
So
cause of the
at the
vaccine.
time of admission, they've written 4-month-old baby, 16 hours after the DPT shot.
Okay.
And they told me, oh, don't worry about it, this happens. It's a one-off situation.
Who told you about that? The doctor?
The
physician?
the pediatrician who saw her. And he said, no, continue vaccinating her. Now, our family, me, not my husband's side, me, I have been reacting to vaccines. But nobody
Right.
ever asked. So in India, when you're 7 months pregnant,
Yeah.
they give you a tetanus shot.
They do?
And then when you're 8 months pregnant, and then when you're 9 months pregnant. So 7th, 8th, and 9th, they give you 3 tetanus shots.
Is this happening until today?
Yes. My daughter just was forced, and she said, there's no way on earth I'm doing it. She just had a baby. So, yeah,
Okay.
I have to talk about it.
Okay, you see me, I'm gobsmacked, I'm speechless. I don't know what to say, but to each their own. Is not up to me to interfere, but pregnant woman is not even allowed a painkiller, not even allowed a Panadol. I was not allowed a painkiller.
I didn't take anything.
And this is vaccination given when she's about to drop. That is new to
And
me, Gulshan.
now when I've read about it, I've read a lot on vaccines. Uh, if the tetanus is given to you and the booster is given to you, then the validity is for 10 years. So, what are they giving us 3 shots for when you're pregnant? So, when I was given for my older daughter, I went into a shock. I have all the papers. I had an anaphylactic shock. I almost died. All I could hear was, come back, Gulshan, come back. And I said, when I finally did, I just felt I was sinking. And when I did have a near death experience, I had just gone down. And I felt I was going so fast and it was so dark, and, I'm just going somewhere down.
But yet you still trusted the system, and you still trusted that when you took Zara that they knew what they were doing.
Yeah.
You trusted the integrity and the ethics that the team had.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because we are just, we don't question it. But
No.
every parent
No, we
I've
don't.
asked, do you know what DPT stands for? You just gave your baby 3 shots, but what does it stand for? What did you give it for? And then they'll say, oh, diarrhea. I said, no. They have no clue. Most parents, 90, I'll say 7% parents don't know what vaccinations they're giving. They just trust the system so much. And the doctors,
You have to.
each and every pediatrician will say the same story. Do you know how many people have died with measles? I said, don't you know anything else? Is this what you've been taught to say? Do any of the pediatricians know what's inside those vaccines? What are you giving my child? Do you know? Nobody knows.
Shouldn't it be the government that's allowing the sorry, I'm sorry. Shouldn't it be the healthcare system in this particular country that is quite confident about what's in the vaccine, because it's the healthcare system allowing the doctors to
But if you ask the
use the
doctor what
vaccine.
is in the antibiotic, he'll tell you this, these, you know, but in a vaccine, he has no clue. Because he's also been brainwashed that this is the best thing.
By the healthcare system that he is or she is also an employee of. So, we, so basically, you are referring to a bigger problem than Zara receiving a vaccination where either it was not meant to be given to her or it was not meant to be given to her at this particular point in time. But
Or at least ask some questions and then say, oh my god, your family doesn't fit in, let's not give it to you.
so
You know?
it's a bigger picture of people just practicing what they are told by the system to practice, and the system is in any country in the world. But now it's Gulshan, the mother, with Zara, the baby, and you are in the American hospital, and Zara is finally okay.
Yeah.
What was the diagnosis back then of that epileptic
So
fit that happened to Zara?
then we went to India when she was around 6 months old, and then she had another seizure. When I was nursing her, I said, why am I getting wet? What's happening? You know? And then I realized, okay, she's having another seizure.
Another one.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then she was put in an ICU. Then we saw a neurologist who said very early on, oh, this is SMEI. That is what he wrote on the paper, on the prescription. I said, what does it stand for? He said, you don't need to know. I said, no, she's my child. I need to know. You will tell
Maybe
me.
he didn't know.
No, he knew. And then, so then we were given a diagnosis. Severe myoclonic epilepsy in infancy. Okay, that's what. But nothing much was known about it. There was no internet in those days. There was
No.
nobody
There's
for.
no chat GPT.
No, there's absolutely nothing. And here in Dubai, we were kind of alone. Everyone that we made friends with, they said, I really understand what you're going through. In my head, I would say, no, you don't.
No, they don't. It's an
You-
easy word to say to
When
comfort
you
someone.
go through something like
Yeah.
that, yes, then you understand.
Yeah.
Even
Yeah.
my sister was saying, I understand. I said,
No, I feel for you.
yeah.
It's like, no, you
I
don't
said,
feel for me.
no, you don't. You
Yeah.
don't understand.
No, you don't.
And then she said, you're just so angry. I said, yeah, because I'm grieving.
Yeah.
And luckily, I had an amazing friend that came in as a volunteer for Zara. Her name was Sandhya. She was Sri Lankan and she had twins with cerebral palsy. So she was doing a training program for early intervention. And she just entered our lives. And she took me through all the grieving stages and she would laugh and say, oh my god, you're in anger. But everyone stay away from her because.
She's in the angry phase.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I said, okay, so when do I get over this? And then it came this helplessness. Oh, why me? Only I'm going through this.
Yeah.
And then she said, okay, go through it. So I said, but Sandhya, when will I go to the next? She said, it'll happen.
When you're
And
ready
then
for it.
I said, when will it all end? Because she said, when you come to acceptance. And, she kept using this word, unconditional love. So she
Yeah.
said, love your child unconditionally. Why are you waiting that when she speaks more words or when she does this, you love her? And that was what it was. I had stopped being Zara's mother. I was her nurse.
Yeah.
I was her caretaker.
Carer, guardian.
I was her teacher,
Yeah.
which I wasn't.
Yeah.
I was a therapist,
Yeah.
which I wasn't.
You were someone keeping her safe and alive.
Yeah, but
The bond,
where was the mother?
the bond was informed. Yeah.
And we didn't have a video camera, but my neighbor had it. So I used to rush to her, get the camera because the seizures would go on for half an hour that time. So I would sit and record the seizures and never recording when she was playing, when she used those few words, when she smiled at us. I don't have videos of that. I have of all these horrible seizures which I don't even want to see now, you know. So I missed out on those beautiful moments. So if a new parent is watching, I would just say, enjoy them. Because you might not be um,
You're not gonna
as
get
luck.
them back.
We lost out
Yeah.
on, you know,
Focusing on the ugly instead of seeing the beauty in what's happening. I will not say the words of I feel for you and I understand where you come from and it doesn't work this way, but I can relate because I can relate from someone who had the experience, someone who had a nephew that suffered from autism. Okay, and I could see how my brother and my sister-in-law, my brother's wife, um, what they went through with the boy from when he was little until he got to the age of 17. And then, I can relate to the phases that you've been through because they have been through and I witnessed it. And I go to Egypt, I go to Cairo, my country, and I see this boy growing up before my eyes, growing up alone, isolated from all the other boys, all the other kids. Why? Because he's not like them, he's different. They don't know how to deal with him. So my sister-in-law with the boy, they had to keep him in isolation just because the community was not ready for him. I don't know if the community is ready for more like him today. I don't know if the community is ready for Zara today.
totally. They are. Because I make sure that she will never be isolated, though she would love it.
So when you go into a
We Wherever
restaurant
we
or
go,
a
we take
coffee
her with
shop,
us. Yeah,
or when she's young and does Zara look different from other kids?
no, she's not a kid anymore. She's 28.
No, when she was little,
No,
she didn't look
a
different.
beautiful baby.
Did she walk different? Did she talk
Yeah.
different?
Now she's in a wheelchair when we take her out because she can walk, but not too much of a distance. So to keep her comfortable, we just make her sit in the wheelchair.
But when she's in the wheelchair and without having, God forbid, any of the seizure fits, she's normal?
Yeah.
Okay.
She looks normal.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
when she talks and
She doesn't
cuts
talk.
she doesn't talk.
So everything
Is it
just went away. She had so many seizures over the years. Um, if we calculate, we've just moved house. So we lived in the previous house for 19 years. So I just made a rough estimate that if she had 3 to 4 seizures a month, because that is what it's come down to now, she's had over almost like around 2,000 seizures. Maybe a little less, but that's how many she's had, in these many years. And it continues, it's never stopped. But when she was a baby and the seizures were just like coming on, I used to just hold her and say, it's okay if you want to go, you know,
Go where?
die.
You,
Because stop suffering.
you,
And,
you wanted her to stop from
pain.
feeling the pain. Like you loved her to the extent that you were telling her that if she feels that going is gonna stop the pain, Do you know what, Gulshan? I didn't expect to say this to you, but I am jealous of your strength.
Was it strength or I was saying it out of weakness? I have no idea.
No, it is. It's strength that you love someone so much to the extent that you are ready to accept the pain, provided that they are relieved of the pain.
And then I was told, but who gives you the right to say anything like that? I said, I don't know. I'm just trying to. I just begged her.
No,
that
it's okay.
Don't suffer anymore, because I could see how much pain and suffering there was. There is. Even now, till today, if she's having a seizure, I don't look at her face because it's horrible. even now, after like thousands of seizures over the years,
And supposedly it's something that you really got used to.
and I say, okay, I'm not looking at her face, and I'm just, touching her and saying it's okay, it'll finish, it's okay. But I try not to look at her face because that's really hard. And you're just so helpless because you can't do anything. You can't, and even if I know that it's going to come, I still can't do anything. So I have to just wait till it
No
passes.
one can do anything.
No one.
Not even the best doctor on planet
No,
Earth
no,
can
no.
do anything. Um, Gulshan, today you said that Zara is 28 years of age.
That's right.
Okay. In my culture, where Gulshan is today, when Gulshan I would say, got to the age of 19, 20.
Zara.
Sorry, Zara got to the age of 19 or 20. As a mother, the first thing that will come to my mind would be girls her age would be out now partying with her friends and making horrible problems and coming to me with atrocious things to say and having a boyfriend every 3 weeks, and then at the age of 22 finishes university, gets engaged, gets married. At the age of 28 she should be with kids, but Zara is not. Now, two questions. Do you see Zara at any given time marrying someone like? No. This is the second question. Are you in the phase of accepting this fact?
Yeah, I mean,
You're
do
in
I
peace
have
with
a
it?
choice? Do I have a choice?
It's not about a choice.
No, I don't
Gulshan.
have a choice. I have to accept it. She's on a diaper. Who's going to marry her? She can't eat by herself. She can't communicate with
You're
us.
still looking after her until today.
Yes.
The changing
And we will
of
till we
the-
die. You know.
Definitely.
And today is Father's Day. She's blessed with the most amazing father.
and
who
you
does
are
everything.
blessed with the most amazing and supportive husband.
Yeah.
Correct?
Yeah.
Where did you come to where you are today? Just in case I have viewers that are going through a similar experience, and unfortunately I have to say it, Gulshan, because I've seen it, okay, with some people, to overcome the shame that they have while having to appear with their kids in public because they are ashamed that their kids are not normal, and they are ashamed that their kids are described by retarded, and they're so scared of sending them to schools because at schools they will be bullied. Take their hands now and tell them what you did with Zara to be the strong mother that you are today, knowing that this is your daughter, nothing is going to change. How can they change what they're going through?
So just like
And accept.
every other parent, I wanted my daughter to be in a mainstream school.
To be?
In a mainstream school, in a normal school.
Normal school.
Yeah? And I went from one nursery to another, not at that time in 98, 99 that we were in Dubai. There weren't so many nurseries, but I just felt if I put her in the
Because
best.
it wasn't a business back then.
Yeah.
Nursery was not a lucrative business back then.
So
but
I
it
just
is
felt
today.
if I can put her in one of the best nurseries, she will just progress. So I went around, everybody rejected. They said, no, there's no way we're taking her on. One nursery did take her, Little Star, and I told them that she's photosensitive, so she couldn't stand any light.
Yes.
So
Yeah.
she would have a seizure if she was exposed to
Indeed.
light. So then I'm an artist. So I made, things for the window.
I can see that. I can see that.
And we covered it. The other parents did not mind. I requested them that, Zara, this is the situation. So can we have and they allowed it. And yeah, she didn't have friends because whatever. She was not invited to birthday parties. And I used to continue being a volunteer in the school for special needs. And then it just struck me, listen, your daughter needs therapy. She doesn't need to do academics and learn ABCD because you're not even learning that. What she needs is speech therapy. She needs occupational therapy. She needs
Motor
physiotherapy.
skills.
Yeah.
The basic
So,
motor
so give her the
skills.
therapies, and the therapies can only be given in a special needs school.
Yes.
So I got some sense, and I put her there.
So you
And
accepted the fact that she's got to go to a
yeah,
special
and
school.
she has special needs. Let her be in a school for special needs. Now, I used to pick her up from her bed, not let her sleep, and rush to the school because I had to be on time. And then she would have a seizure every day that I would take her.
Every day.
Yeah. Then I would take her to the class, and they would say, okay, seizure, let's put her down, let her lie down. So she would sleep, and by then it was time to come home. So then when she turned 13, I said, what am I doing to her? For who am I sending her to school? This is not working. So I stopped sending her, and I started doing the therapies at home. And we had the most amazing therapist. His name is Saif Bijliwala, who was coming to our house. And
That was back in India or here in
here,
Dubai?
here in
Here in
Dubai.
Dubai. Okay.
And he just worked and worked and worked with her. And whatever we have Zara today, if she's walking, she's climbing up steps independently,
Yes.
whatever little that she can do is only thanks to him. Because for us, she just stopped doing everything. And the doctor had told us that she'll regress to a point where she'll almost be in a coma. She'll be bedridden and she won't do anything. And we believed him. And when she was around 7, her blood samples were sent to Japan, and it came back that she's positive for Dravet syndrome, Dravet. But her name was not on the list. It was my husband's name. It was written male. But we didn't even question it at that time. We were just like, okay, we've got a name to her, what she has. Then, when she was around 12 to 15, I am not sure, I think 15, there was a pediatric neurologist in Dubai who we went to see, and he said it doesn't even look like Dravet syndrome. So he said, do you mind repeating her test? So he sent these tests to India, and it came back, it's negative, she doesn't have it. So it doesn't matter what she has or doesn't, I don't know what she has. I still believe it's the vaccine. People can say whatever they want. I know for sure what it is. So, yeah, it comes back to that.
Actually, I love the fact that you looked at this with a very objective point of view instead of being subjective about it and saying, what is it? Where did it come from? You said, it is what it is today. I need to focus on how to treat it and how to live
Make her
with
life
it.
better.
Where you had a very, very long, bumpy way, bumpy road, the Silk Road, okay, until you got to where you are today, being Gulshan that not just helps Gulshan, Zara, and Zara's dad. You're Gulshan that helps hundreds and hundreds of families that are going through a similar experience. I'd like to know, how did you start the road of being the help to others, not just to yourself? And what do you do?
It was in the school for special needs that I met one of these teachers, and she said, listen, I see you week after week, you're coming to the school for, I used to go as a volunteer. And she said, I can see you're going down emotionally. So, can you join a support group? I said, what is that? I don't even know what it is. So in those days, we didn't have any way to find out. We had this one book called the Connector book, and then we had the Yellow Pages, which was like a
Yeah.
telephone directory.
Yes.
I went through everything. I said, support group, so couldn't find anything. Then I went back to her. I said, listen, I can't find one. So she said, then you start one.
What was her name?
I can't remember. I think it was Denise. She was Canadian.
Okay, do you want to say thank you to her? Because I'm quite confident so many people watching us now want to say thanks to her because she's the one who told you.
And,
Can't find one,
and she said, just start one. And I said, but how? So I knew a few parents from the Center for Special Needs.
Yes.
Then, Sandhya, who was part of my, taking me through these stages, I told her I want to start a support group for epilepsy only. And she said, why? Why would you do that? Why can't you just start for everybody? So then she introduced me to a psychologist. She said, the two
Work
of you can
together.
speak and
Yes.
let's do it together. Her name is Aisha. So we sat together in my living room. And after 28 years, I'm back in that same building. We moved back there.
Yeah.
And we sat with 6 families and we just spoke. And it felt, oh my God, I've known these people forever. Because we are on the same journey. And finally, someone who could understand what I was going through and all the pain that, comes with.
Someone who can genuinely
Yeah.
say, I understand and I feel for you.
And someone who had a
Same
sense of
boat.
humor and didn't feel guilty for enjoying life. I
Guilty
loved all that, that I was spending time with all these families who were on a similar journey. And then we started SFS, which is a support group for families and children and adults with disabilities. And, Aisha being the psychologist, and, she said, let's get therapists to come and talk to the parents.
Yeah.
And so whenever we did that, nobody came. So whenever I said, let's have a party, everyone came. I said, they don't want that. We finished with that. Everyone wants to have fun, you know. So I said, okay, you know what? We're just gonna have fun. And we didn't have we weren't registered. We didn't have any money. So I said, we'll have a picnic. And it started in December, so we had the good months. And we said, where can we go for free? So at that time, the parks were free. And, I would just tell everyone, bring a dish only for your family. If you're a family of 4, bring a dish for yourself and that
For
family.
4, yeah?
For 4.
For 4.
You don't have to bring for 50 people.
Yeah.
And it wasn't a very large group when we just started.
Yeah.
But it just started, people just hearing about it and coming. I would meet people in the supermarket and tell them about it. I said, this is what we are doing. If you want to join, it's for free. Please come. And in those days, it's still the landlines were free. So we
Yes.
didn't have a mobile. So I would call them, they would talk to me for like half an hour. Everyone wanted to share their story.
They wanted to
I said,
take it
come to
off
the
their
picnic.
chest.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Come to the picnic. We're
Yeah.
going to sit there.
Yeah.
And I said, don't worry if your child is having a meltdown, let them have. If they're screaming and yelling, it doesn't matter.
Let
You
them
are in
do
a
it.
group where
Yeah.
nobody cares.
Yeah.
So just have fun.
Yeah.
And that's what we did. And then, of course, the support group just grew. And then I get a call from Bahrain, and this lady, Fadia, she calls me and she says, listen, I've heard so much about you. I'm coming to Dubai to see how you do it.
Yeah.
And can you help us start? Can you come to Bahrain? I
Bahrain.
said, I'm not coming to Bahrain. When you complete 5 years, I'll come. But I'll tell you how to do it. In those days, we didn't have Zoom and all, we had Skype.
Yeah.
So I Skyped them and I told them this is what we do. It's nothing. It's not rocket science. Just everyone bring one dish. Come and just sit. It doesn't have to be structured and make them play games and make them just let the parents be. They just want to unwind,
Of course.
and not be judged by anybody. And when all the moms used to be like this. They were like so embarrassed and oh my,
Hiding, ashamed,
yeah,
embarrassed.
yeah. And I would say nobody cares. Nobody cares. You hold your back straight. You know, the siblings were having so much fun.
Yeah.
Even my older daughter, she was part of the support group. They would see her feeding her sister and being there. Okay, they would also do it. Some of the dads, we are from the subcontinent. It's men believe it's not their duty to feed the child and to
Of
do
course,
things.
I've got the same culture in my
So,
country.
but I when I go to an event, I have lots of parents coming to me and they want to talk to me and I don't, I can't be there for Zara, you know. I can't be feeding her because I'm so distracted. I'm giving her, and then someone will come. We really want to talk to you. And then my husband says, just go. And he does it. Not because he has to, because he wants to.
Yeah.
And he's the father as well. Silently, he does all this. All the other dads have started doing it as well, you know. And the moms are saying this is heaven,
So yeah, it's a
you know.
miracle. It's a blessing from God. Yeah.
Yeah. So they watch and they say, okay, if he can do it, then even we can. And the dynamics are all changing in the group. And, if you empower the mother, the whole family gets empowered, you know. She stands up for her child and she says, do not, you know, stare, do not make fun. I will not tolerate it. They've seen me do it. I am aggressive, and my husband will roll his eyes and he'll say again, yeah, but I'm not doing it for Zara. It doesn't matter to Zara. If people are staring at her, it doesn't matter to her. I
She
do
doesn't
it. I
comprehend
do
what's
it
happening.
for the mom who will not speak up. I'm just feeding her, right, in a restaurant, and everybody stops eating and they're just staring. Some are pointing and laughing. I will not accept it. So I have even stood up in a restaurant and said, excuse me, there's nothing to see here. It's not a show. It's only a mother who's feeding a child who can't eat by herself. So please carry on eating your own meal and enjoying it and let us enjoy it. And that's what I do. So I just believe that I have to. I make sure that when I enter, if there's no ramp, I tell them, I loved your restaurant, I love the food, but it's not accessible.
Yeah.
So they said, but we can lift her up. I said, yes, you can lift Zara because she
But you're
doesn't weigh
not
too much.
prepared. You're
But
not ready.
why can't I used to teach adults with disabilities.
Yeah.
So why can't my student Sharan, but his wheelchair weighs 100 kilos. He uses an electric wheelchair.
Yeah.
So how will you lift him?
Yeah.
And why should you lift him? He's not comfortable.
Yeah.
So why can't you just build a ramp? So then I tell them, I call Sharan also and I tell him, Sharan, there's no ramp here. He makes sure that there is. He calls up RTA. We are so blessed and privileged in this country that even as expats, we are given the same benefits.
Yes.
I can call RTA and just tell them, this is not,
Yes.
it's done.
They take it seriously. They
Yeah.
take it that they are taking the steps to prepare the community so
Exactly.
that people with determination live amongst us, live like us, without feeling that they are a burden or they're different, and without us feeling that we have to treat them differently. It's like, I'm walking on feet, you can't, maybe because you just had an accident, okay, and you just need to be in the wheelchair for a while, because I'm not going to stand and investigate why this person's in a
Yeah.
wheelchair. But the other part is, which unfortunately is still here until today, is where, when I say the community, I say that everyone in one city or one big country, that they need to be educated about the fact that people with determination are like us. They are just not as fast in certain skills. Some skills they don't have at all. However, so many jobs today in so many companies, they are actually taking people with determination, giving them jobs,
Yeah.
and the those employees, they are getting merit from normal human beings, ladies or gents, and they are getting normal kids and they're living normal life, and they are becoming more normal by the day, just
What
because
is
they
normal, but
integrated.
what is this normal word? You know, if you actually spend some time with adults with disabilities, you see the world is so beautiful. It's really a beautiful world. And instead of us forcing them to come into our world, which is full of hate and, mean things and judgment, we should go into their world because their world is beautiful. I spend a lot of time with adults with disabilities, and I wouldn't trade it for anything. I mean, they'll just say it on your face what they're feeling. I love that, that they can say it to me, and it's such a beautiful world. They will not hide behind anything, they'll say it.
That is very true. But if I want them to work in big corporations and big companies, they cannot speak what they think, because this is becoming professional, and this is where some of them, when I said the word normal, is they understand how to start being politically correct, like
But you
how you
can't,
would
I mean,
think.
someone with autism, that's one of his
Yeah,
traits. He's not going to change. And why are we forcing them to be like us? It's who said that is the right way.
um, they need to they need to work and get a job and make money.
Yeah, so they are.
They work with other human beings from
They
different
are.
nationalities. So if you work in a company that provides service, and you get clients coming in that are paying the company money, they are practically paying your salary. You can't go and tell them what you feel or how you feel, because I can't educate people at the door before walking in, but I can tell my employee that customer is always right. Who determines that? The voice of customer. This is the Six Sigma, whether I like it or not. Voice of the customer is the most important thing. They pay the money. So them coming into the corporate world is them joining the world of laughing in your face, while actually when I turn my face, I want to get a dagger and I just, stab your back with it. This is
There's a restaurant
this is
recently opened in Algorer, handled by people of determination. It's amazing. You know, you know that this person, and then you don't have these expectations that they are going to mask what they're feeling, and they're not going to do that. So you know that this is what I get
no.
with.
This is what you get when you're walking into this restaurant. But when you're walking into a company, I would say, for example, it's an example only.
No, if we can
Emirates
accept,
MBD.
if we just have to accept them the way they are, not expect them to change for us. We don't have to do that. That is what is happening in the UAE. They are being given jobs for who they are, not
And that's
having
exactly.
expectations for the community. Oh, you have to be like this. No.
No. But this is exactly where, about maybe 25 minutes ago, is when I said the community need to be educated, so that when they go and they get jobs, they don't have to suffer every day because we need to flip them to be like us. No, this is what they are. This is what they're doing. They're doing the great job. That's what we
So,
need from them.
like the people who are deaf, nobody talks to them. But why? Why can't you just learn to sign? Sign language should be taught in every school. It should be a mandatory language.
Yeah.
You know, learn. Everybody
Yeah.
should learn. It takes 7 minutes to learn the alphabet. 7 minutes
Yeah.
of your time. Go on. I learned on YouTube.
Yeah.
Go on YouTube. My student at that time was speaking in ASL.
Yeah.
I mean, in communicating in ASL. I said, okay, that's what I need to learn, and I learned. Because it was important. And why? Because he told me, can you stop? You know, I was trying to get him a cochlear implant, I was trying to get him digital hearing aids. He said, stop, I don't want all this.
Yeah.
You come into my world
Yes.
and you learn to
You
sign.
learn to
He said,
speak to me.
I'm not comfortable with these hearing aids.
Gadgets. Yeah.
I don't want all this. You come into my world.
Yeah.
And as soon as I did, it just changed, And now I have taught like thousands and thousands and thousands of people. The whole COVID time, I was teaching school kids, It's so easy. And I just urge everybody in the world should learn it. There are 400 different types of sign languages. Learn whatever is in your country, just learn it.
Instead of being on Instagram and Facebook and
Yeah.
Twitter every day and doing
Yeah.
wasting your time, just learn something useful.
And you can become deaf at any time.
This is very true.
When I had surgery, I couldn't speak when I just came out. So I was signing to my daughter, and she can sign as well. So she understood what I said.
Yeah.
And it helped.
Indeed. Indeed.
So it's really a requirement. And everyone, corporates should learn sign language.
I want to take your permission that under this video that is currently on YouTube and will be, or is actually at the moment released with Reels on Instagram, I'd like to put the link that connects to your page or to your DM, direct DM, so that the viewers that would like to ask you important questions about them, their kids, their families, can
sure.
come to you directly without having to come to me and ask about how do I get to Gulshan. I'm going to open this to everyone with a link that they will come to you because you shared a lot with myself, with everyone today, and I'm quite confident that you have a lot to offer. But
And I'm the only one who's doing the podcast with adults because nobody's asking them, what do you want? What do you want for the future? We just presume, okay, we have to send them to a job. But is that what they want?
But this is exactly where
Who are you going to live with after your parents are no more? Nobody's asking
Well,
them.
the parents, Gulshan, should be the ones learning about these things, and this is where I encourage everyone watching this video with similar circumstances and going through this journey to come to you with their questions. And on behalf of myself, the entire team in the studio, and everyone who's honoring us with watching this video with us to learn and to know, would like to thank you very, very much for sharing it all with us, with the bad before the good, without being ashamed of the times, the bad times, or the times that you're still going through it, because I would like to think that every parent will become a Gulshan at one point in time.
Thank you.
That will make the world much better for everyone.
It's the people of determination that make the world a better place. If we put them as leaders in every country, the world would be so much at peace and there would just be love. I swear.
That's why
what we need.
That's why parents need to come to Gulshan, because they need to learn from you how to do it. They're not, these kids are not trials and errors. Let's try what we can try with them. They need to do it from someone who's been through it.
My advice would be just enjoy what you're dealt with. Just enjoy them.
And please don't be ashamed.
No.
Please don't be ashamed. Thank you very, very much.
Thank you.
Much appreciated, Gulshan.